Hey Jeff, it's Pete, and this is your website performance review. Sorry it took so long, but here we go. And of course, as you know, before actually looking at your site, we're going to jump in and take a look at the data, because the data tells a story about your website. And I've been looking at this long and hard now and really thinking about it, and I know that the economy is really tough, but what we still have here is a website that's essentially attracting visitors on target search, and I'll show you in a second. But I think where it's falling down is on the content side. I think that the visitors are getting to the site, they're looking around, and I think that they're not getting enough. And I'll show you in a second what I mean. Now, here we are at the dashboard. What I did is I pulled a report for 1 year, so May 2nd to May 2nd of 2010 to 2011, and we have our curve here of visitors, and I can see that the trend is slightly down, and that maybe that makes sense to you, but very slightly, not a lot, but very slightly. There was a spike here in September. This is September 1 through September 30th. I'm not sure what happened here, but you had a nice spike of traffic here. Maybe you can make that happen again. Okay, so in that year we've had 1,800 visitors, 4,100 page views. The visitor has looked at a little over 2 pages per visit. Not too bad considering it's a blog-based site, and the bounce rate is 60%. We find most blogs bounce at 75–80%. That means somebody finds a site because of an article, and then they read the article and then they go away. So 60%, not too bad, and they're spending time, 2 minutes on the site. Now, if we take a look at how this the visitors split out, we'll see that search engines, Google's giving you the #1 flow of new visitors. So almost half your traffic is from search engines. Direct is 26%, and other sites that link into you is 23%. So that's actually looking quite good. Now, if we look at what your most popular pages are as a snapshot, the home page, this slash mark is #1, and listings is #2. Number 3, or a strong number 3, is your About page. And I want to talk about those pages in a second, but the first thing I want to do, I want to do things a little backwards here. I'm going to go to traffic sources, and I want to show you how people are finding the site through keywords. And I think what I'm seeing here is a fairly on-target search. So what we're looking at here is keywords that people typed into the search engines to find you. And if we look at your top keywords here, they look good. You have Eastman Real Estate's #1, Eastman Lake Realtor #2, we have Jeff Addy Realtor, we have Homes for Sale and Eastman NH, Eastman Condos, Eastman NH Real Estate, let's see, Eastman Lake Realty. So out of your top 10, 20 phrases here, Eastman Lake Realty, Country Houses, Eastman Lake Real Estate, you'll see that a good chunk of the terms are really on target, and that's great. And if you look at, say, Eastman Lake Real Estate, this is a great phrase, right? You have people that are looking at 3 pages on your site, spending 2 minutes and 41 seconds on the site, and bounce rate's low, it's only 50%. So what that tells me is that we have people that are arriving on the site that are looking for a real estate agent, are looking for information about real estate. They're really the right people, but yet they're not taking that next step with you. And so what I'll do is just share my thoughts on that. Okay, now I'm going to go to the top content here. Let's go find that. Go to content, and we'll look at the top pages. So top content, these are the most popular pages on your site. And as we saw before, we have the slash mark means home page. The listing section, that's your, when somebody clicks this button right here, this listings button, active, that's what takes them to the listings page. Home sales statistics is a landing page. It's a Google search. That's why you're getting traffic on that. These are all posts, individual posts. You see how magical they are in attracting traffic. Keep posting. It's the secret. I know I'm a broken record on that, but it is the truth. Area home values page, getting a little action. Homes for sale, condos for sale, and it goes from there. Now, what's interesting is I looked at what do people do when they hit the home page. So let's just click in on the home page and look at the navigation summary. And there's two things I typically do. It's called next pages. We look at what do people do next after hitting the home page. Well, they go to your listings and they read about who you are. Those are the two main things that they do. Now, area home values is there as well, and we'll talk about that in a second. So I want to focus on these two things primarily, and we'll talk a little bit about area home values as well. I'm going to save the listings for last because I think it's the most important. Let's just quickly look at your About page. I think one thing you can do very easily is rearrange the copy on the About page. You have a lot of great stuff in here, but it's hard to scan. The only thing I see here that I can scan are these 3 bullets. What I would do is I would create a bulleted list of really your high points as a real estate professional. So here's my take on it. I'd create a bulleted list that introduces you as someone who has a specialty in Eastman real estate, number 1, who has 20 years in building homes, number 2, in experience, and number 3 has the green designation, and number 4 has the GRI. And those 4 bullets should be front and center, right up here somewhere. And you have a lot of introductory copy here. You start getting into the details here, and there's nice information here, but you have to read through all this to get to it, and we don't read online, we scan. So what I would do is just create that nice bulleted list and let people quickly look at it and say, hey, here's a person who's got a lot of experience both in construction and in real estate. They're green. I mean, it's you have a nice package put together, and I think you need to just put it right up front. Okay, enough about the About page. Area home values, I'm going to jump on that really quickly. We talked about this last time. You said, hey, I want people to go here and get a sense of what their home is worth. I'm not sure I don't know if anybody's filling this out, but I don't really know what this means, area home values. Maybe I'm simple-minded, but I think maybe we just need to change the terminology a little bit, like find out what your home is worth, or find out the value of a home, or how much is a home worth. Find out how much a home is worth. Something that's really quite simple like that. You introduced this as area home values. Tell me a bit about the home in Eastman. Well, why? What am I going to get? This first opener confuses me right off the bat. I'm not sure what that means. So do you see what I'm getting at? So I think what you need to do, and this is the truth of the web, I don't care what business you're in, is you have to be blunt, simple, and speak in really like 8th grade terminology. And that, by the way, that's the official level of language is 8th grade, in order to keep it simple and let people scan through it quickly and get it. Okay, so I would just rewrite this a little bit and be blunt about what you're actually going to do for somebody. And then they can come down and fill out the form. And this is good. We talked about this last time, telling them what they're going to receive. Okay. The other thing too is if you go to your home page, you'll notice there's really no call to action for anything here. And this is something that maybe we can talk about a little bit. But we have nice organization. Your tag cloud's looking great now. You can get around this site great. What do I do? If I'm interested. Now I can contact you. I can find that contact button. But what would be the next step? And if you really want to push the area home values or find out what a home is worth, then we need a call out somewhere here in the header, somewhere that says, find out what your home is worth. Just big letters. Scream it, bludgeon people over the head with it to get people to click on it and fill that out. Okay. All right. Now let's get to what I really wanted to talk about, and that's listings. So listings, if I go to listings and I go to active listings here, what we're looking at is your most popular part of your website. This is what people want. Probably not a surprise to you at all, but this is what people want. Now what I'm seeing here is a listing section that under delivers. Now I can scan through, and this is great and all, but if I go into a listing and I read about it, I get one paragraph, I get one photo, and that's it. And I scroll down and I'm not seeing anything else. And I know that you can link off to get all the details of that house. But that does two things. First, you have to count on the fact that people are going to click that link, and most people will not. It's just how we are. We're scanning for photos. We're scanning for details. The second thing is even when I get here, it's totally different, and I'm not sure how I got here, or I mean, it's a little, it's okay. I mean, I can see your picture here, and that's great. But now I'm on country houses, and it's different. And then if I actually take a look, I'll see that is that listing. Although I still have to kind of figure it out, and we're really interrupting the flow of information here. So here's my suggestion. Based on what's happening, here's what I would do. The jeffaddy.com site, you can keep it, do what you want. But I think here, especially being an Eastman specialist, I think you need to have the best listing information in Eastman, period, for each house. And it needs to be presented right here, right up front. So when I get here, it's like, wow, look at all this information. If I'm buying or selling a house and I get here, I'm a little underwhelmed, you know what I mean? And I know that we split the two websites because you have your, it takes effort to put all your information here at jeffaddy.com with Top Producer, and you don't want to duplicate your effort. But I think the problem is this site is attracting traffic. People are coming here and they're looking for what you're selling, but yet you're not giving it to them here. You're forcing them to jump and go somewhere else. And this link right here, I'd say most of the time people are probably not going to go there. It says jeffaddy.com. It doesn't mean anything to them. So what I would do, and it's just as easy here as it is on Top Producer, is load up your content here. I don't know how Top Producer is doing for you. Maybe you want to ditch it and really consolidate your efforts with one website that is attracting traffic. Maybe Top Producer is attracting traffic for Grantham instead of Eastman or some other towns, and it's worth developing that. Now, I just want to hop over to another real estate agent that I've shown you before. This is Warren. He's in Franklin, Massachusetts. We talked to him recently, and we're doing some work on his site right now. He's having a pretty decent year. It's not the best year, but he's busy, and it's for a couple of reasons. One, this site is attracting good traffic. We started out with no traffic, and for Franklin, Massachusetts, which is a fairly competitive town, he's now ranking right in the middle of the first page for Google search for a lot of phrases, and that's great. And the way this is set up, let me go back to the home page here, is this is there's a lot of stuff going on here. I mean, he's really got a lot happening. But the featured listings is front and center, and when I go and look at the listings, which is what people are doing on your site, we get this nice thumbnail gallery with a description, and then you can click in on a house and you can sort it a little bit. And there's his picture, there's his contact information, and here's a little form, and then here's the picture, and then there's a photo gallery here, and we can pop up the photos and scan right through them. And then he's got the Google map in there, he's got the property description, and so he's got some videos on some of them. This is what I would do. Now, this is a plugin. We've already built this for Warren. It's already done. So we can install this on your site if you want to go down this path. It's available, it's there, and it will help build out your expertise. And I think that when I get to one of your listings, I should be like, wow, there's a ton of great stuff here. And that would include lots of photos, and it's really easy to create these photo galleries, and absolutely a video where you're talking and describing the house. It's just so powerful, the video, the power of conversion for videos. So that's my spiel on listings. I think right now you really are kind of split between Top Producer and the blog here, and I get the fact that you don't want to duplicate your effort, but I'm not sure what Top Producer is doing for you. What we do know is that people are coming here and they're looking, and if they're not contacting you, it's because we're not giving them a reason to contact you, and we should really think about what that reason is. So at the end of the conversation, when I'm here on your homepage and I've cruised around your listings and I've read about, who is Jeff, and I should know exactly what to do next. And we should have a call out for something, whether it's home values or list your home for sale with me, or contact me about buying a new home. Something that probably lives in the sidebar here that has a really strong call to action. So, Jeff, hope that was helpful to you and interesting, and let's keep talking about it. I know it's a tough market, but the data is telling me that you have traffic going to the site. It's the right people that are going there, and what we need to do is get them to take the next step to contact you. And maybe we need a little creative brainstorming as to what that next step is. One of the thoughts I had was, gee, why don't we, is there a way you can produce listing information with lots of photos and a video and great information, but then yet maybe there's something else that you can tell them, contact me, we'll give you more information about a listing. Maybe there's something else you can give that person and encourage them to contact you. It's maybe a report on that listing, or maybe it's a generic report you can modify, or a home value report that you can quickly create for that listing. So in other words, we're sort of giving them a lot, and then we're saying, hey, if you want even more on it, fill out this little form and I'll send you this report, and you'll have their email address or something like that. So we can talk, and hope that helps.